Oh, baby Aurora, it's okay if your daddy likes man. We found out, and that's why you and your daddy ain't together no more. But, you'll just have two daddies with him, and you'll have a mama and daddy over on this side. You look more and more like your grandmama, Dee Dee, every day. I wonder. No. Right? You've never hurt your mama. Ow, did you just bite me? Aurora. Well, listen, hey, Mama's got some stuff to do and I got time for you no more.
So this is my outfit of the day. So my top is from Altered State. My leggings are from Lululemon. My boots are from Shein. Jewelry is from Claire's.
More. Okay, hey guys, how's everybody doing today? It's Mel, aka Baby Girl. Thank you for coming to my video, and I'm so excited to announce I have made it past my goal of 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I'm so very, very grateful to you guys for that. You guys made it happen for me, and I couldn't be happier. I'm so happy, so grateful. Literally 2 years ago, I was homeless. I didn't have a pot to piss in, and I've been sober and thriving, got my own place. Everything's just going so well, and I'm so very, very, very grateful, you guys. Just so very grateful. I'm hoping this year to have a good Christmas. My past Christmases were very hectic, and I was brokey, and now I'm just broke and sober. But anyways, that's besides the point. I actually am proud of myself because last night I decided to go on TikTok for a little while and I just kept seeing stuff and I actually gathered my own tea, you guys. I am officially commentary YouTube investigative reporter. I know. Let's dance. So happy. So happy. Okay. Oh, stop. Headphones are falling off. But anyways, okay, so first I got on TikTok and I found Bree posted a video about deleting TikTok.
I am in love with this wig. I don't care if you like it. I love it. But anyways, that's not why I'm here. I'm here to let y'all know that I'm going to be deleting TikTok off my phone for a week. And then I'll be back, so don't worry. Y'all will see me again. But let me explain why. This morning I woke up, and no, this afternoon I woke up at like 3:45, and I brought my husband to work. When I was pulling out of the parking lot, something just took my car to my mom's house. I don't know why, I just went straight to my mom's, and on my way there I was like, I hope that Nana and Kai's there, that's my niece and nephew, and they were, which I was so excited about, and we sat outside under the patio just talking, which I hadn't done with my mom in so long. And I pushed Nana and Kai on the swing. I watched Kai do his new tricks on the trampoline. It was so nice. It was so nice. So after that, I went to Starbucks, got my coffee, and I pulled into my driveway, and it just kind of hit me that like, oh wow, like I hadn't even logged on to TikTok today. And I felt the most connected to the world than I had in a very long time. And when I walked into my house, I looked around, and I just saw things around my house that I know have been there for like 10 months. I haven't touched it. And it's like something was screaming inside of me, press play. Like my life had been paused for the last 10 months. And so yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm pressing play. And I'm hoping that in a week from now, when I come back, that I don't have to press pause again. That I can make what I do here a part of my life, not my entire life. When I first started making videos, this wasn't even about Gypsy. I didn't know Gypsy then. We weren't friends. This was about exposing someone's lies that I saw was causing people to invalidate Gypsy's abuse. And it wasn't just about Gypsy. It was about other victims and survivors. When Gypsy was being released, I was like, just her story being out there, nothing else but simply her story is going to help other victims and survivors. It's going to put Munchausen by proxy on the map. And as rare as people might think it is, it's just rarely diagnosed. There are far more cases than we can probably even imagine, not just with children, not just with young adults, but a lot with elderly people. But then I suddenly saw that opportunity being ruined because people were treating Gypsy like she was supposed to come out of prison and be perfect. Absolutely perfect. I can't even imagine what my life would be like if I was never given the freedom to make mistakes. Most of us, I'm sure almost all of us, have been given that opportunity to make mistakes in our teens, in our late teens, in our early 20s, maybe even still now. And we learn from them and we move on. But when it came to Gypsy, people were expecting her to be perfect. And it's so crazy to me because it's like, it's hard enough for prisoners to come out of prison and transition. So just imagine someone who lived an isolated life for 24 years and then went to prison and then now coming out into a world that may be large to us, but it's even larger to her because she never really lived in it. She lived in her mother's world inside of this world. And it's so crazy that people just expected her to just be perfect. You know, someone told me this the other day, and I agree. When they heard Gypsy say she wanted to advocate, they never expected her to walk out of prison and start advocating. They expected that to be years down the road. Because you have to transition first, and for some people it takes years. Just for prisoners. Just imagine someone, not just someone coming out of prison, but someone who lived in prison basically their entire life. And so yeah, that's why I came on this app and I went hard. And I've been going hard for 10 months. And somewhere along the way, I've gotten a little lost and entangled in the hate and the chaos that's being spewed all around. And have I partaken in some of that? Yeah. When you get beat down for so long and you never retaliate, you finally do. And sometimes it might be harsh to some people. And I'm not making an excuse for what I've done. I'm actually not even apologizing for the things I've done because I don't care. But that's why I've gone so hard for Gypsy. But bringing this back to the point of this video, I'm going to be unplugging for a week. And I think it's important for all of us to do that sometimes. I just want to refocus, do some things around my house that I've been wanting to do, get things set up for my business that I want to reopen, and just feel connected to not just this world, but also the world, the bigger world that's outside of TikTok. Let me just make this clear. What we're doing is important, not just for Gypsy, but for other victims and survivors, and not only for them, but also for people who are afraid to stand against the masses, who are afraid to go against the popular opinion. People need to see people like us, because this might encourage them to be what we are for Gypsy for someone else. And the last thing I want to say is that I need this. I hate that this has become just a huge shit show. That's not what I want. That wasn't why I started doing this. I feel like I get on this app every single day and fight for something that is getting overshadowed by hate. And I hate that because I do this because I care about people. I was trying not to get emotional, but I do this because I care about people. And people have dehumanized Gypsy and her entire family. I would do this for you, anyone watching. I would do this for anyone. But I know that I need to feel myself in order for me to continue pouring out. And that's what I'm going to do this week. I'm going to do things that I've been wanting to do for quite some time now that I've been putting off. And I know that Gypsy would want this for me too. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble, so yeah, I'll see y'all in a week. I'm going to miss y'all. If y'all want to reach out to me, I am going to check my email once a day. That's Bree with the facts, but no periods, at yahoo.com. And I'm going to check it once a day. Y'all can check in on me, see how I'm doing, because I don't want to disconnect from the world. If anything, I want to reconnect with the world. I just want to do some things that I know will fill me up and make me happy, and it's important to do that. Make sure you're doing that. But anyway, I will see y'all next week. Bye.
So yeah, she's going to delete it for a week. Okay, bye, Felicia. Like, none of us give a shit. We don't have to look at your face for a week. Maybe your weird little fans care, or whatever you want to call them. But I know us over here, we don't give two shits, honey. You can take it on, go somewhere else. Go buff dive on Gyps. I don't care. Just stay out of here. Then I was on TikTok some more, and I happened to see a live was going on. And I thought it was Bree's live because the host picture was a picture of Bree, but it happened to be Katie Joy's live, which I thought, I'll still continue to screen record and see what I find or if anything is said. And yeah, well, Katie Joy went on to go on this whole tangent about how she thinks Bree is on schmeth and it couldn't be cocaine because that's too expensive, yada yada. She goes on to talk about how everybody in the family, and she even posted a video about it, which I'll show you as well, about how everybody in the family believes that it is Bree that is the one that is leaking information to content creators. I don't know if that's true or not. That's alleged, so take it as you will. I don't know. I believe, though, that Nina has said that she's got several credible sources down there. But anyways, so Katie Joy also posted a video about this fact as well. So I'm going to show you the live, and then I'm going to show you the TikTok.
He's like, yeah, look at her. He goes, uncle, that's your freaking niece. Swear to God, that just happened. Like, they're freaking thrown off.
Yeah. Yeah. You need visuals. It's a whole thing. Yeah, and then they called me crazy. They called Layla crazy for just repeating the truth.
Layla's not crazy. She's like the sweetest person on the planet. She's always doing for other people. She works her butt off. She takes care of her kid. And that's the thing. She does know stuff about the family. She breaks bread with them. But at the same time, she does her own thing. And she doesn't really care what they got to say. They're not nice people anyway.
Well, she seemed...
Tiny just told me that I'm more of his cousin now than his entire family because they're just not good people.
Who's Tiny?
Tiny's Rod's nephew. That's the one she's married to.
Who's married to?
Layla.
Oh, well, Layla basically made it, or Melina basically made it seem like Tiny was an idiot because he's married to Layla.
Yeah. Did you ask Melina if she's got a job and what she does with her life? Do we know anything about her?
She definitely doesn't have a felony. That's what she said.
I don't have a felony.
No, like I'm just saying she doesn't have a felony. Like she's like, you made it seem like everyone's a felon. And I was like, well, your uncle was actually arrested.
Oh my God. Like we have so many, like really? You could just go look under the Lafourche Parish and you can read the names and see everybody related. You know how you can do your deep dive.
Yeah. I was talking to you today and I was like, oh, Dee Dee's brother went to jail for strangulation. Oh, Dee Dee's sister was arrested for battery. Oh.
Yeah, they sound like the perfect
one of Gypsy's cousins on the Petrie side is actually in jail right now.
I mean, people's going to want to believe what they want, but they really don't know. And I was just trying to like, yo, no, that's not what happened. But like, okay. I mean, I don't care. They say I'm crazy.
If you're related to a felon, nobody's talking about you. Nobody's judging you. Nobody cares. Okay. We're talking about this family.
Girl, my husband a felon, so it don't mean nothing. Sure.
Yeah. Like
marriage, it's hard to find one that's not.
But she took issue with that.
Yeah, I don't know what her deal is. I don't really care.
It was weird because she doesn't even support Gypsy, but then she's up here saying that like Layla's a liar, but then she couldn't like.
But then she was with Layla all day shopping today. Make it make sense. Why you didn't say nothing then? That's what me and Layla want to know. Why you ain't say nothing then?
It almost seems like she needs to like go out publicly for Rod or something to like be like, we didn't say that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But then she was mad that I said that. She said, you brought my mom into it. And I said, all I said was that Rod didn't go to Florida because he wanted to be at Thanksgiving with his sister who is sick. Yeah, they're going to get into a huge fight over this. There's going to be like people throwing hands, rolling up on people. And it's just stupid. For what? Nothing was said that was false. And the person that is creating all of the drama is Gypsy and Christy. What happened to start this, Lala? Melina, is this Lala that has, oh, you're the cute person that reposts all my stuff and likes me. I like your page. I don't remember. It was because one of Rod's nieces came up here. We're not talking badly about Ivy Rose Groves in here. Please keep those thoughts about her to yourself. We are friends with her on this page. I don't want to, we're not talking about, the only people that we're going to start trash talking or talking about would be Bree, who's taking a break. Okay, yeah, this is breaking news. I'm going to support Ivy Rose Groves. I'm going to support Fancy. I'm going to support all the peoples. I'm not going to support people like Brianna, Christy, Gypsy, Jeanette, Sheena, Woodall, Rogie, all those idiots that support Gypsy. Dreamer. Boston. I can't even look at Dreamer, frankly. I get distracted by her appearance. I'm not even mean, but it's just hard. I'm not petty, but sometimes I get distracted by the hairs on her face.
I'm sorry, that just you gotta laugh out at me. I appreciate that.
I love Ivy Rose Groves because she owns her shit. Like, if she does something, she owns it. If she's got something in her past, she owns it. She owns all of her shit. You know, like if you are someone that's made mistakes and you can own it, like that's good. That's what we want. It's the opposite of Gypsy. Like Ivory will like admit like her past issues, but let's be real. Christy asked her to roll up, and she did. We're talking about Ivy Rose Grows, just to be clear.
Every time you say roll up, I grew up with like really old cars, and so I think like rolling up the window. So when you say I'm gonna roll up, I'm like, what?
I hear that song, roll up.
Oh, that's that one. Yeah.
In the Bayou, that's a threat. Exactly. That's all that Bayou Beauty was saying is like, if you tell someone to roll up or bring you receipts, that's a threat. And she said, you better believe if someone told me that she said, Bayou told me today, she said, if you were on a live and you said, bring me the receipts, you better believe I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to roll up at your house because you told me to come.
That's just too tiring to me. People started trying to do that with me, and I was like, nope, I'm just going to go out.
And then she said, if she can't find you, then they're going to go travel around and look for you. Christy 100% set her up, knowing that that's the mentality down there. And then they played the victim.
And Christy has openly said that she hurt Gypsy, like, physically for, what was it, the PR and other things like that.
Christy said that on live? She told me that.
No, not live. We talked about, no, you said that.
Yeah, she told me that. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's weird to admit that.
But that's just what they do. Like, that's how they handle shit down there. Like, I'm telling you, she just said it so casually, like nothing. And I'm like, you hit a pregnant woman.
Yeah, no.
I don't know why Bree is taking a break.
It's a godsend. It's making me believe in God. Like, let's enjoy this.
She's probably taking a break because, well, they think she's a snake.
I say hibernation. She's up for 16 hours. Let her sleep.
If you are caught and you are busted and you're getting called out, what is a narcissist do? They don't like confrontation, so they're going to run and hide.
That is what they do. I've dated two of them. That's what they do.
She posted a video saying she needs to enjoy life and clean the house. Exactly. She needed to gaslight and deflect and pretend like this was her choice. Does that sound very familiar? Doesn't it sound like what Gypsy said? I'm going to take a break and only post about my work, even though people were calling the police the day before I decided to go offline.
I mean, she's bold to me. If so many people hate you and you're on parole and you have like that attached to you, I'd be so terrified.
Someone actually made a super good point about it's not even just like she puts Gypsy's parole at risk, but she's actually putting her husband's parole and probation at risk by associating with Gypsy. Her husband was just pled guilty to a felony and he has a 4-year suspended sentence, meaning that he's on probation and parole for that time. October 1st, he pled, right? And
I'm not sure.
And it's a felony. And she's knowingly associating with Gypsy while her husband is on parole and a suspended sentence, meaning that if he violates, he goes to prison for 4 years.
Well, how is Gypsy then even allowed to associate with him? She's getting off.
No, I'm not. She's not associating with him. I'm talking about what Bree is doing. Bree associating with Gypsy. She's actually putting her husband's freedom at risk because he needs to be around people that are not associating with other criminals.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah, that's sad.
So do you value Gypsy more than your marriage?
Oh, I believe it. I think she likes Gypsy more than her own husband.
She says he doesn't go around her. It doesn't matter. You don't think a PO is going to pay attention to what your wife is doing? If your wife is online, doxing, threatening people, like sticking up for a murderer.
But Gypsy's not even supposed to be around.
And you don't think, wait, hold up. And you don't think people are not contacting his probation person saying, what is his wife doing? I bet you her own husband's getting reported. His associations can get him in trouble. And she's being so careless about it. So you're willing to put your husband's freedom at risk so that you can stick up for a murderer because you want to stick up for a woman that doesn't give a shit about you, that's going to call you a snake. I'll tell you one thing. If my husband was in that kind of position, I'd be like, bye. Bree can't stop because she has no platform unless she has Gypsy. Like the rest of us actually have platforms outside of the story. Believe it or not, my main topic of conversation lately is sister wives. Bree's only known for Gypsy and for being Gypsy's mouthpiece and a bulldog. She's not known for making good content. She's not known for being creative. She's not known for telling a good story or reporting well. She's not known for doing good investigations. Her husband's PO won't let things go the way Gypsy's PO does. Well, she's in a completely different parish, so I hope not. She is as addicted to the attention as Gypsy because no real friend would care to do any of this for Gypsy. No, Bree lives in St. Bernard Parish. She's embarrassing on the bayou. She always yells about how her mom is all connected and nobody should pay attention to the fact that she has like 5 warrants out for her arrest for parking tickets and like speeding tickets and failure to appear. Brief, single white female with Christy. That's how they became friends. But I wouldn't say that Bree and Christy are actually friends because Bree is more friends with Gypsy. Christy's friends don't like Bree at all. Her uncle is on the local government board. Well, then she must be an embarrassment to her family for what she's doing. I wonder what her family thinks about this. Oh, Christy doesn't have warrants. Bree has warrants. Bree is just nuts. And it just got so quiet here. The family is very embarrassed. Do you know what her husband did? Like, who did he steal the money from? That's what I want to know. He was charged with forgery and identity theft. He stole from his job. So she makes it seem like it was just a simple mistake. I don't think it's a simple mistake to steal from your job. Is Bree on rugs, or is she just in a miserable marriage? Does she even have a job? Like, what is she doing?
All three of those are a no. No, she does not.
Bree is on rugs. Okay.
Yep.
She seems like she's on rugs. The way she acts like she's on, I would say, oh, you said no job. Is she on rugs that like make you go fast and speedy? She like talks so fast. And is she snowing? So everyone thinks she's on snow. I would say speed, but like maybe ice. Schmeth. Maybe Schmeth. But you would think she would be skinnier though, right? I think she does it online. She can't afford a lot, so she can only do a little bit of Schmeth. So no kids, no job, and she uses Schmubs. Long-term users. I just noticed that she stays up all night and then sleeps all day. And I don't know many people in the real world that do that if they're not using rugs.
No, that's really true, actually. Yeah.
I had an ex-boyfriend that did that, and he was using rugs. Only reason I'm bringing up with speed and stuff, like it's you don't eat a lot. That's why I mentioned that. So I wasn't sure. That's the only reason. Like I feel like I've seen her take lines 450 and using. Okay, so do you know what she uses, Nola? Is it ice or is it snow? They're different. I feel like it's ice because I don't feel like she could afford snow. Snow is expensive. Ice is cheap, and ice can like you don't have to use it as much, and you don't have to take as much. But with like snow, you have to keep snorting it. Snow is not cheaper. Rich man is a rug. Yeah. Rich man rug is snow. Ice is the poor man's equivalent. Oh, where you are it is? Yeah, I've never known it to be more expensive. I've always known ice to be cheaper. Okay, so I'm going to go with ice, not snow, which again is not good for her husband who's on probation. She also said she had a gambling addiction. Did you guys ever watch Dog the Bounty Hunter? They always called Schmeth ice. Ice or glass. Yeah, that's another one. Or speed. Or actually, they used to call it crank here. Well, if she would gamble for hours and hours and hours, she could be a ice user. And just to be clear, I don't use any of these, in case you're wondering. I know I'm so tired. I need to go. Thank you guys so much for joining and being such an awesome person. I got 27 new followers. If you're not following, please follow. I got 18 gifters. Thank you to the gifters. I'm sorry that there will be a fight on the bayou tonight, but in Rod Blanchard's family. It's a terrible, terrible thing, but Rod Blanchard, your family doesn't support Gypsy. And we learned that tonight. Confirmed. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
And then, also in that live, she says that there's like some arguing going on down by the bayou with Gypsy's dad, Rod, and the family. Apparently, some of the family don't agree with the things that Gypsy Rose is doing. And so, yeah, they're upset about it. And apparently, there's been some fighting going on over in the Blanchard house. But I don't know if that's true or not. So that's also a legend. And then also, I came across Amber J's video last night where, well, take a listen and tell me if you hear what I heard.
Jip, I'm gonna need you to get your mans. Not my mans, no job cans, your mans. Listen, if you don't handle no job cans and his DMing, I'm gonna need you to do something about that, okay? Because I don't want it. No job can, stay out the DMs, okay? You're mad I yelled and called out the Gyp for the messages because she's a mess. And then now there you are starting with the messages. So I'm gonna call you out. Listen, no job can. Listen real nice, okay? I just want to say, Didi don't like you. She said she really don't like you. She didn't ask for this, okay? Didi don't want you in the DMs. I'm gonna need you to take a step back and stay by the Gyp because that's who your team is, okay? No job can. Don't care if you went to Disney or not. Good for you if you did. I'm gonna tell everybody publicly right here, right now, I am not, and I repeat, I will not be making you and Gyp a pair of matching shark tooth earrings, okay? Don't ask again. Gypsy, get your mans, okay? Because I don't want that. And Didi said she don't like that, okay? Gyp.
Ken, now you're in her messages. Weren't you like not too long ago in Nina's messages? And that's where we got the whole Panini Press video. And if you don't know who Amber J is, Amber J was going into Ryan's lives for a little while there. And then there was this like little joke going on about, you know, her and him hooking up to go to the Taylor Swift concert that Gypsy Rose tried to purchase and yada yada. But so now it's kind of like a little joke that they have, that he's like her man and da da da. Well, anyways, it's just silly satire.
Don't be a silly goose.
I believe in a lot of ways she aggravates Gypsy Rose with that, because she brings up how Ken was messaging her upset about some messages. I don't know if that was between her and Gypsy Rose or what the case is, but I mean, I'm sure we'll find out the rest. I just happened to find only this one video. So if I find out any more tea about that, I will definitely post it. See what Mr. Kenny Boy is doing up in people's DMs. You're not supposed to be doing that, you asshole. And being Amber, haven't you taken enough from Ryan? Are you going to go after Amber J now? You got some balls. Why don't you go over there back with Steve on Grindr? It seems like you was happier. But then also there's been some tea going on with Mrs. Ivory Rose Groves, which I believe, like I've said this before because I accidentally didn't record the video and this is my second time. So Ivory Rose, I believe that she just got kind of misunderstood. I could be wrong though, but I know that she's like kind of trying to say that it's her and Nina that have a little bit of an issue. And I think it all stemmed from the fact that Ivory Rose Grows, right after Nina had posted about Ken's and Gypsy's breakup, Ivory Rose Grows then went on her TikTok page and said, no, that's not what's being said here on the Bayou. But I think ultimately that kind of made Nina feel like she was calling her a liar. And we don't want to come across that way. You know what I mean? I understand if you are just trying to say, hey, look, that's not what I've heard. That's not what other people are saying. I don't know. But if you know something that I don't, please enlighten us. You know, that kind of a thing is what I think was how she meant it. But she came across like she was calling Nina a liar, you know. And so anyways, there's some squabble between them. But a creator on here, decided to go over the whole how Bayou and how it works and how they get around and stuff. And just why she is 30 to 40 minutes away from where Gypsy is in cutoff or whatever.
What's up, y'all? It's Ivory Rose, your woo-woo bestie. And you know what? My Bayou friend here did a perfect video for y'all. Whole map and visualization. So, you know, let's go ahead and show everybody. Because a lot of y'all are non-locals, no offense. But, you know, when you're not from around here, you don't know the dynamic and how it works. So let me show y'all the great video she made.
And I didn't want to have to do this, but a lot of people seem to get confused.
Y'all listen to it.
This is New Orleans, and then you drive way to hell over here. This is Raceland. Then you get you get La Rose, you get Cut Off, you get Galliano, go to Meadow, you keep coming down Leeville, Fouchon. See how we get to the island in the middle of fucking nowhere because we're the end of the earth?
End of the earth. Bumfucking
the police station is in Houma and Thibodeau over here, right? In Thibodeau, you get in trouble, Lafourche, you end up in Lafourche jail. Over here in Houma, if you end up in trouble, you end up all the way the hell over here where you at. In Ashland, okay, is the jails. You notice how far the jails are from way the hell over here? Because, Nina, you don't understand. See this La Rose Highway? This is 40 minutes. It's a pain in the ass. I hate it. I got hit by a deer on that fucking road. It's the middle of fucking nowhere. One way in, one way out. So when we live here, like where Ivory tells you we live, it literally does take us 30, 40 minutes to get to fucking work. Now, if she works out of Lockport, if she works out of Matthews Raceland, it takes even longer, okay? Gaines, know some people, that's the middle of fucking nowhere over there. Nobody likes to be over there either.
They don't.
All right. Now, if you get in trouble down here in Grand Isle, you go to New Orleans jail, Jefferson Parish. Okay?
Jefferson Parish.
But the only way to get there is through one way in, one way out this way. Okay? Now, I kid you not, in case you were wondering, Nina, if you lived here, you have no hair salons, you have no makeup places.
There's a drive
so you have to get a job in Houma or Thibodeau. So if you can see the distance right here, It literally is 30, 40 minutes. That's why a lot of us leave the bayou, because we're tired of having to work that
so much
stretch. We just
gas.
want to go home, relax, have a little 10,
You
20
go to
minute
the
ride.
fucking
We don't
store.
want to have to leave work
burn
in this
so
area that
much
only
gas.
has fucking jobs. Because see, Gypsy
Good
even
job.
goes to her baby doctor way the fuck over here. So if Gypsy goes into labor and cut off, she has to drive 20, 30 minutes to Thibodeau or 20, 30 minutes to Houma. So you're gonna say Gypsy don't live in a bayou because because the doctors and everything's about 30 minutes away. I'm not joking. The mall is here.
Y'all
Wingstop
don't
is here.
know.
The only thing we have over here
But
by
that's
this area
what
is a
happens when you
Walmart, a Tobacco
Shit from
Plus.
people that ain't from around here.
So, like I said, you can't say Ivory don't live on the bayou just because it's 30, 40 minutes, because that's our way of life. That's all we fucking drive, literally. You can ask the truckers, you could ask any boat captain. Rogi will even fucking tell you how long it takes him to leave right here to go down the fucking work
You
to get on the
fucking
boat. It
admit
takes
with
30
me.
fucking
Come
minutes.
on, bro. You
Now,
don't even
if
say
you want to
it.
indicate that Ivory Rose is from a different bayou, like Dulac or Chauvin, Montague, or Pointe-à-Champ, that's over here in the other part of fucking middle of nowhere. So if I leave Golden Meadow, I can't cross right here. There's no fucking roads. I have to go all the way, 30 minutes, come to Houma, take the short, come down this way, and come to Dulac, Chauvin, Montague. You know how long that is? That's an hour. That's a fucking hour just to do that. So, being that I am from the bayou and I had to live that life, I did not like having to leave Cutoff, when I used to live in Cutoff, drive all the way to the Smart Styles at Walmart, that's like 30 minutes away, just so I could cut hair, make my tip money, just to put the gas back in my car just to get back home. So, I don't know where you come off telling people they're not from the bayou just because we have a 30-minute, 40-minute stretch. That's our entire life. We don't like it either.
We hate it.
But it is what it is.
We hate it.
So, I don't know why you picking on my bayou people. You could go back to, like, reporting the news on Gypsy if you want to, but leave everybody else out of it, because you don't really know. I got 5 sources in Cutoff. I got my whole fucking family in Cutoff and Golden Meadow and La Rose. And guess what? Everybody wants something down there. So I'm pretty sure your sources are on some shit. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Most of them probably go to Tay-Day. If you wanted to know, Tay-Day's another 35 minutes in Houma, where you gotta go whenever they find out you have a little addiction. Yeah, your sources are probably addicted or alcoholics, and I don't think they're viable, if you ask me. But anyway, getting back to it, our whole life we had to drive up and down the bayou, and that's literally what we call it. Where you going? Up the bayou. And where you
down
going?
the bayou, across the bayou.
You know why? Because it's 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. I hope that helps.
So I hope that helps some of y'all. I'll tag her in it, Cajun Bayou Beauty. So if you're not from around here, baby, you just don't know. And why your bayou sources ain't telling you this shit. Like, this is, you know. But make sure they tell you everything. How to say names of places, towns, last names, companies. That's how we know, most of us know, people who's full of shit and who's not full of shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but the bayou talks. Now, after watching that whole video, right, I got 2 things to say. Did y'all know that if you work 40 minutes at work, that means you live at work because you work 40 minutes? Do you get how stupid some people sound? Or wait, here's another one. If you got relatives in Houma, that means that's where you at. Hold up. If you in a particular area and you are currently there, that means you ain't never lived on the bayou. Ain't never. You see what I'm saying? There's a narrative that's being painted so that I wasn't going to be taken serious because I'm from the area.
Katie Joy went on to claim that many of the sources that Nina probably has are probably, you know, drug users or are alcoholics or something like that of the sort. Because I did happen to catch some of Ivy Rose Grove's lives as well, and she states a couple things here that I'll put up. But mostly she's just trying to help get people to understand where she's coming from about the whole living situation and where her work was and yada yada like that. And also, I guess Lifetime is doing whatever they possibly can to be able to record any kind of drama that they can find. So when she went to the police parish there in Louisiana, where she was to put a police report in about the situation, thankfully the lieutenant had told Lifetime that they couldn't film that. But that just goes to show you they were desperate for any kind of drama that they could possibly find. So that's why they had her Gypsy kind of pull back so that they could control the narrative that goes out to the public. You know what I mean? Not only her, I believe it was also probably her probation and parole. But, I do believe that the show had a lot to do with it too. Like, hey, we've got to be able to have stuff coming out on the show that people are going to want to see. And they're not going to want to see it if they already know about it because it's all over TikTok or YouTube or whatever.
My thoughts, my opinions, my feelings on the experiences that are happening to me now and that have been happening and that are apparently continuing. This video and all my other videos are not an attack on anyone at all. I'm just speaking on what I'm going through and how it's affecting me and my family. I always post. Like, I post Gypsy on the Bayou. It's Bayou gossip. It's all alleged. I'm not going after anybody's content at all. If I don't hear it, I don't say it, pretty much. So I don't just put out things that would go with the storyline of what's on social media. I only post what I hear here locally. Now, in my last video, I called... Basically, I'm apologizing for the misunderstanding between me and another creator that's on the same side. Basically calling for, basically please stop. I haven't put out any of your private information. I only said what I wasn't hearing. I have not put out any private information about the other content creator. And even though they have and have now indirectly threatened to put out pictures or information or private stuff about me to basically shut me up. So I'm not sure why this particular person keeps coming for me when I have not came for them and are going real life, private information. I don't think people realize it's a small town. When one person hears about something, it gets back and very quick. Now, I still want to give this person the benefit of the doubt, knowing that they keep doing this. But, at this point, I'm, begging you, please stop. Please stop. It's unprovoked. It is cyberbullying. And it's being done in a way that I guess you think that you can't get in trouble. I don't know. But it's fucked up, and it needs to stop. I haven't done anything to you. And now there's a new threat, I guess because of my video from earlier, which wasn't even bad. I'm actually apologizing for the misunderstanding. And I'm just saying saying my experiences, my story, and what's happening to me here. So I still will continue not to go after that person or put out their private information. I don't roll like that. I think it's very distasteful. The lieutenant coming to talk to my dad. I don't think it was right that it was said, everything was said to him because I'm not a minor. He did give his business card. He should have just said, have her call me. He didn't, I'm not a minor. He shouldn't have known. Another issue was why can't I post about GRB? Why was it told to my dad that I can't post about GRB while everybody else gets to, and I put alleged. So why can't I? That's crossing a line. I felt like I was being silenced. The issue about going down her street, he told my dad that I can't go down there no more.
with that being said, that's the gist of the tea that I have for us all today. Oh, and also, Bree was making claims too. I just saw Nina's post on TikTok. Bree is apparently, or Katie Joy, one of them, is making claims that Nina is working for Lifetime, which I don't see that.
From Lifetime Studios, my new job. Tell Jip Jip I said thank you. Happy holidays. It's the most wonderful time of the year coming from Lifetime Studios. Y'all, I just want y'all to know that I'm very grateful, but I got y'all. I'm on Lifetime's new roster. I'm running that check. I'm getting $1 million an hour. So y'all need to get like me. Gypsy, thanks for putting me on. And Fancy, stop telling my business. You don't have to tell these people that I work for Lifetime. Okay? I'm running up that check. $1 million. Would you lie to? Yes, $1 million an hour. Like, I just made $8 million today. Like, are you mad or no? Because it sounds like you being mad. So I'm kicking back and relaxing.
Why the hell would she work for the most evil freaking television show outlet out there? You know what I mean? I don't believe that for a second. But, you know, to each their own. Believe what you want. Brie will come up with just about fucking anything. And if she is on Schmeth, you know, she's just sitting up all night fucking stewing about what she can say. But anyways, glad you guys came here again today to see my video and to listen to my not so hot but hot tea. I thought it was hot. So I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Peace and love to you. You'll find out more and more how goofy I really am. I'm getting used to you guys now being here, so I'm gonna be a little weird. Yeah. So, well, if you like weird, I'm your girl. Also, I wore the perfect fucking t-shirt. I don't know if you can see it. It says Evil Woman. For doing a Gypsy Rose video. Iconic. I love it. All right. I'll see you in the next one. I love you.